I'm alone. I'm frightened of being alone. I always have been, even before this atrocious trait. I always have been, even before this atrocious daydream. All the paralleled winding paths and repulsive decisions have led me to the culmination that this will truly be the end of me. It's hopeless to think that there could be anything else out there. It's all gone. They are all gone. The air outside is a sweltering poison cloud with no respite. I can hear desolation carry on the wind, almost sweetly. Come outside, it postulates. There will be no way out of this. For 4 weeks, I've been trapped in this devil's snare. The moon is a distant memory. Something happened under the fog of reality that slipped past my subconscious like a breath. How did it come to this? The moon has abandoned me, abandoned us. All that wanders this new world are the enslaved. All that's left is the unceasing, ever-present sunlight. The larders have all run dry as the bottom of the forgotten wells that litter this never-ending desert. The flickering flame that is inside my heart is losing oxygen, and with each agonizing pump, I'm not sure how much longer I can muster the strength to not open that door. I couldn't give up to the saccharine darkness. Maybe it will envelop me into a serene bliss of finality. Could I see the beautiful moonlight again on the other side of this dilapidation? Could it actually be so simple? I can't be sure. And so, I cling for a while longer. I must. As long as I can. I can hear more of them now. Gathering, whispering things under the beating hum of the ultraviolet. The shutters are thrice bolted down with heavy reinforced steel. The incessant voices outside these impregnable 4 walls gnaw at my cerebellum like a boiling tumorous mass. With each passing hour, my mind cracks little by little, like a small nick on a windshield that will inevitably turn into a spider's web of madness. If I could only tease an inkling of darkness and cold serenity, some small semblance of normalcy back into this dastardly asylum I inhabit. But I know it's a fool's errand to hope. I fear the last drops of my own evaporated long ago. Something is saying a name I'd almost forgotten in the feverishness outside my door. I hear it float like a hefty aroma around the barrier of the room. It sounds like my son, pleading and clawing at the walls to let him in. I cup my hands over my ears and scream long and loud. But it does no good. The rest of the sacrilegious choir have joined in now, taunting me with other mockeries of my past. My wilted mind wavers for an infinite moment, and I find myself standing in front of the leaden door, withered hands outstretched towards the brass knob. My vision sharpens, and I snap my hands back. I howl, an ugly outward cry as I fall in a scattered mess of bones on the floor. The voices in the air emancipate a hoarse guffaw in a brutal chorus as I drift off. I shouldn't be wasting priceless moisture in my last thought before blackness overtakes me. I awaken to tranquil stillness, a cosmic silence that has brought me a distant memory of calm. Has the monstrous sunlight faded at last? Do I dare to hope? To dream? I close my eyes and listen for the whispers. None are floating around in the quiet. The air feels almost light. I can hear crickets preaching their songs. It's been too long since I've heard anything other than petulant voices or my own circling thoughts. The wind is ebbing and flowing effortlessly without comment or judgment. Has it finally come? The end of the unfaltering torment of day? I hasten to my feet, slipping once under the weakness of my emaciated form. It barely breaks my stride. I have to see. I must see. I have to dwell in the darkness one final time. The robust locks pounce back in the stillness as I pull them open. The doorknob glides into my hand with ease. It turns greedily, silently, and without a moment's hesitation. 2 lunging steps was all it took before I felt my feet begin to swell. The mirage was gone like a camera flash. My vision narrows and focuses upon the scorched hellscape outside my door. The voices are all there again. Hundreds of them, no, thousands of them, whispering terrible things. Things they couldn't possibly know. The grisly sound of sadistic, twisted mouths mimicking laughter and language turns into an abhorrent cacophony. All singed eyes without eyelids are upon me now. The last vestiges of a long-buried humanity. They have all come to witness. Stood in front of me are thousands of blistering bodies, writhing under the glare of the searing sunlight. Boils burst like gas bubbles upon rotten, bloated flesh, expressing a horrid yellowish sludge that erects in smoldering piles upon the earth. Skin flaps slide down putrid anatomies and splat with a sizzle, only for the process to be renewed moments later in a never-ending cycle of grotesquerie. The eyes of the horrid creatures move away from me and up far above our heads, followed by their horrible smoking appendages, raising up to a cruel god, up towards their heavens, their mouths upturned in a gangly, drooping masquerade of smiles. The unnatural hum of the ultraviolet booms around me, and the creatures let go a macabre cackle to the sky above. I hesitantly shift my gaze up at the traitor in the sky, the ancient enemy that was once our dearest friend. Something under my skin begins to bubble. My eyelids melt, leaving a trail of viscera down my cheeks. I feel my arms begin to raise. I couldn't help but to start laughing.
Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. A quick shout out to my patrons, Melissa Perez, Lawrence Wallen, Eric Cifuentes, Jesse Hartley, Icy Narrates, Alonzo, Cupcake Hips, William Hartley, Rinku Star, Austin My Love, Mr. Sankofa, Seven Cities Journalist, and Ellie Hutmeyer. As usual, guys, I put a link to charity in the description. I'm going to keep it on the LA fires for a hot minute, but I will include other charities a little bit after. I understand that the fires are now no longer big news, but I would still like for the victims of the fires to receive help rebuilding their lives. And as I have been saying, even if that includes you unsubscribing from my Patreon for a while just so that you have something to donate to them, I highly encourage that and I will not be offended. And as usual, feel free to reach out to me on any social media. Let me know how I can be praying for you, and I am more than happy to do that for you. God bless you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.